This is a Clouds Weather Alert.
Good Monday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center tracking a tornado warning right now over Lafayette County until about 2:45. Seeing some rotation from a pretty small cell on the Doppler radar, and that has prompted this warning to be issued by the office in Tallahassee. It's kind of an unusual looking cell to get a tornado warning around here, especially I know velocity even. It's not really necessarily something just really organized, but this warning has been issued. I know looking off the Tallahassee radar is what we're having to do right now because the radar that's a little bit closer, the Moody radar, is down. So that's making things just a little bit tougher. And there is no lightning with this, but still could have a weaker tornado out of this activity as it moves northeast at 15 miles an hour. It's a pretty rural area out here, but you see day under the warning here. And just kind of backing it up a little bit, you can kind of see there was just a tad more spin maybe right there. But again, that wasn't very much. And the Jacksonville office also in charge of issuing warnings here. But as we look further on over, and so far they have not issued a tornado warning on this. They've issued a significant weather advisory. So it's kind of a tricky situation here as the circulation would be right in here in eastern part of Lafayette County. So again, a tornado warning in effect. Talking about the severe thunderstorm, people producing a tornado. And again, we're watching that movement. It's pretty slow northeast at 15 miles an hour. So, again, that's kind of the story right now. Let me go ahead and keep looking at some things. I'm going to zoom on out, and you can kind of see here. We do have some more action trying to come in toward the picture. This severe thunderstorm warning as we're looking toward western parts of Franklin County. Some of the stuff in the Gulf of Mexico could end up posing that concern toward Franklin County a little bit later on. So we'll watch that. We'll track that here in the Weather Center. You see some action there in the word parts of Suwannee and Columbia. They had a little weak rotation as well. Let me go to the Jacksonville radar to look at it. It looks pretty disorganized right now, but we'll watch it there too as we continue to track the situation. We're just going to keep on giving you the latest updates. I know there is, as I go back to the broad view here, a tornado watch here in that broad yellow shaded area until 7 o'clock. So some tornadic activity is possible and close to the watch area here as we are looking at things. So right now the only tornado warning is that small box in Lafayette County. You see a severe thunderstorm warning there as we get further out toward the west again. That is from some of the stuff closer to the coast. I know there was a bigger threat toward Tallahassee earlier, a big enough threat based on everything in terms of the motto and the tornado watch being issued here later on. That there was, concern there because of what happened last week, that they had to end up going ahead and letting students out of the schools early there in Leon County today. So, kind of a tricky situation there as we're looking at things. But temperatures have cooled quite a bit, especially in like South Georgia. They're in the 60s up there, so that's going to limit the severe threat. It's not zero toward Tallahassee, and there still could be wake low here developing that can cause some issues as we look ahead in the order timeline. But temperatures have fallen quite a bit around Tallahassee, which will reduce the instability. You can see parts of north central Florida, not so much though. As I go ahead and see our tornado risk, there is still a chance, even of an isolated tornado in toward north central Florida, even way down across the peninsula, there's that chance. So we'll have to just kind of pay attention there. I know the wind risk here as we look at things. You can see a bigger risk toward the west there, even an enhanced risk really in our far southwestern to western type of counties there. So that's kind of the storyline in that regard. Again, just tracking things here. Just monitoring, again, this tornado warning. There's no lightning with it, so pretty unusual around here. There was a little bit more rotation earlier on as we go ahead and change some things up again. Watching some rotation with some stuff further over to the east. I know it's nothing too crazy right now, but I know Weather Service Jackson, we're talking about landspout potential and some of this, and I kind of agree, maybe a week spin up Again, a little surprised to see this tornado warning come out, but we don't have the greatest view on radar of it, so you just never know here what could be going on down toward the surface. So they're trying to err on the side of caution. It's the National Weather Service in Tallahassee. I know there is more instability out here, as we were alluding to. There's really not as much toward Tallahassee, only 278 joules per kilogram. I know that's getting pretty technical, but out here you have, I mean, really about 5 times that, about 1,500 joules per kilogram. So, and as we get further down here, I mean, you have 3,000 down toward like Gilchrist and Levy. So, and you do have some supercell composite down there, and significant tornado parameter. It's not too high, but it is there at least, which could cause some issues. So, just stuff we got to kind of watch. Gonna have to monitor things here as the situation does go along, and they have now canceled the tornado warning there for Lafayette County. So again, that tornado warning has been canceled. Now that's gonna jump off the screen here, drop off the screen. So we'll probably wrap it up here soon. Well, I just kind of give you a little bit more on the accident that this area here has now moved more into Suwannee County. And they're in the Jacksonville jurisdiction, not going with a tornado warning right now. As we look further over, you can see moving toward Lake City. Some areas a weak rotation, but right now not enough there to go with a tornado warning. I know there will be more rounds of severe potential to look ahead over the next couple of days. It is going to be active. We are in alert mode here, so just going to have to continue to watch things and toward the weather center. You have to continue to track the overall situation. Let me go ahead and jump back on over here. You have that severe thunderstorm warning for a little bit of Franklin County until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we're going to watch to see if things become over an issue. Of course, if a tornado warning gets issued over there or anywhere else within our 62 counties, we'll be on the air here immediately trying to give you the very latest to protect you, your friends, and your family. So, again, a very short-lived tornado warning there toward Lafayette County. As we kind of look at things, there's our covered area. There's all the different platforms we're on. Facebook there, Twitter/X, YouTube, Twitch, and then, of course, the website has some more information there as well. So, again, just kind of important there to keep in mind as we are looking at things, as we're tracking the overall situation. Just kind of trying to give you guys a heads up the best we can. And by the way, if you're wondering, let me go ahead and just, well, I'll pop it up here in a second, but I was checking our debris tracker to see if there was anything out of the activity in Lafayette County. And I would say probably not. The only thing that's a little weird is you're kind of getting a little bit of stuff there popping before a warning was issued, but it would seem unlikely that something that weak on radar had produced debris that high. Now again, that's all before. I mean, there's a lot of that before that warning was issued, and then once the warning got issued, it kind of faded away. So I don't think that was anything, maybe just inflow, but we'll find out, obviously, if somehow something did occur there. Again, the radar coverage isn't as good there as normal because the Moody radar is down. So we will watch this stuff here in the war parts of Columbia and Suwannee counties here over the next little bit to make sure nothing goes crazy as we get into those spots. Just kind of monitoring. I mean, it's a little bit hard to tell on exactly what's going on. It looks like it might be just a tad bit stronger, some of this, but there's so many of these little cells versus maybe just being one further west. It'd be hard for one of these to actually produce because they're all kind of taken over in terms of the overall parameters, and it's making it hard for one of them to stand out and produce a tornado, I would think, here. But we'll continue to watch things. We'll continue to track. I'm going to give you the latest here as the situation does progress. We'll make sure we're updating you here on exactly how things are developing. And if we need to jump back in, which I'm sure we will here at some point over the next couple of days, probably will be today even at some point, we'll make sure to do that. So keep it tuned to Cloud Weather. We'll keep you up to date as We watch things here. Stormy pattern, a tornado watch until 7. The tornado warning for Lafayette getting canceled pretty quick. And then a severe thunderstorm warning, including a little sliver of Franklin County till 3 o'clock as some storms there in the Gulf of Mexico try to come into the picture as storms to the north have faded away to an extent more disorganized because of a lack of instability. So that's definitely kind of the storyline right there and right now. But things could change here in a hurry. So we'll be here. We'll be here to guide you through things here as they do warrant. And I just see if there's any questions or comments. Again, we'll be tracking things. I know, especially going back to Friday, keeping everybody in our thoughts and prayers after what happened to Tallahassee. There's still folks in the dark, still folks without power now because of what happened on your Friday there. So some folks aren't even able to get a warning really for what's going on. So this is going to make things a little bit trickier. So as people still recover from 2 strong tornadoes that came through town in Tallahassee, another that came across parts of Leon County. That was an EF1 tornado. I'm looking here, just the aggregate mapping. PowerOutage.us has almost 20,000 folks in the dark there in Leon County, and most of that, if not all of that, really remaining from the other day. 15% of the county still in the dark, so making things tricky out there. There's also a flood watch, by the way, that continues until tomorrow evening. That's been expanded even toward areas further into Tallahassee jurisdiction. There's a lot of rain, could add up over a short period of time. So remember, turn around, don't drown. And the sandbags have become a story toward Tallahassee too. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a busy next couple of days, and we'll be here to get you through all of it here at Cloud Weather. But the severe thunderstorm warning in Franklin's over a pretty limited area right now, so we're not going to stick on for that. But if we need to pop back, we'll be here as conditions warrant.